Sometimes I just can't resist sharing a video of CNN getting absolutely owned on their own network. The host tries to push this narrative about the LA riots being under control, and Senator Markwayne Mullin crushes the entire spin straight up with facts and zero hesitation. He calls out the chaos, slams Newsom for letting the state spiral, and reminds everyone why Trump had to step in and send the National Guard. This clip hits harder than anything the media planned, and it shows exactly why their narrative is collapsing. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com. Hit like, subscribe, and let's get into it.
Here with me now is another Trump close ally, Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma. Senator, thank you so much for being here. Starting with what's happening in California,
thanks for having me on.
Thank you. The last time the National Guard was federalized was 1992 during the LA riots. Then it was done at the governor's request. In fact, the president hasn't unilaterally federalized the National Guard since LBJ sent troops to Alabama in 1965 to protect civil rights marchers. That's according to the Brennan Center. So my question for you is, why does this situation justify the president bypassing California's governor entirely?
Well, you got two issues here. You have a very weak, lawless, bleeding governor and Governor Newsom, who's not enforcing the nation's laws. And then you had a Biden administration for the last 4 years that didn't enforce our immigration laws, which is why we need to pass this one big, beautiful bill so we can secure our border and focus on getting these illegals out of the country. Regardless of what they may be doing right now, they entered the country illegally, and therefore they are illegal and they are criminals and they need to be deported. And I don't know why a governor would want to try to protect illegal activity inside his state. And the president has made it very clear. If the governor or the mayor of the city isn't willing to protect the citizens of his state or the city, then the president will. The American people elected him to restore the law and order back to our streets, and that's why murders are down. That's why people are optimistic today about the future of our country, and that's why we need to continue this step by passing one big, beautiful bill.
Senator, the LA County police say that they have it under control, and Governor Newsom says sending National Guard.
Right?
Governor Newsom says that the National Guard, at least sending them, is purposely inflaming and will only escalate tensions there.
Well, words are cheap, especially when you got video. And so you asked me, did it look like it was or I'll ask you, did it look like it was under control? It doesn't. It is absolutely not in control. You saw rioters throwing rocks, throwing fireworks, being extremely aggressive towards not just federal agents, but even the county and the local PD that was there. So does it look like it's under control? Absolutely not. The difference between what you're seeing during the riots back in, what was it, 96? I forget what year
92.
That was, to what we are today. 92 to where we are today is that the governor was actually working with the president of the United States. Now you have a governor it isn't. And once again, California's became basically a sanctuary state, and the American people don't want that. And that's why President Trump is pushing really hard for us to pass this bill, because it will secure the border and we can start deporting these illegals. I mean, think about this. They were literally out there protesting, carrying a foreign flag. That is absolutely insane. I mean, they're not just peaceful protesters. These are illegals. These are exactly why the president is trying to secure our border.
All right. Well, carrying a flag is not illegal, as you know. And I just want to be clear.
I just want to be flag while you're attacking law enforcement. It's pretty bad.
That's a different question. But I just want to just state for the record that what did happen in 1992 was so different from what we're seeing now. I mean, that was a real riot that went all across the city of Los Angeles after a verdict in the Rodney King case. This is a situation where the LA County police,
Dana,
it's not good, but they're saying that they have it under control, and the president is sending national troops, federal troops, in a way that
we can look at this and we can
obviously
see that it is not under control. It's not under control. You and I both can see that. It's not under control. And a riot is a riot. They're throwing all types of objects at law enforcement, and the president is absolutely right. I can't say this enough. This is why the American people elected President Trump. because we are moving in the right direction, and we are laser focused on continuing to do that, and that is why we want to pass this big piece of legislation that is going to move the American people even farther down the track and getting us back on track and getting us away from the disastrous policies of the Biden administration.
So let's talk about that bill, sir. You're talking about the important, very important piece of the president's agenda.
The LA riots were a glimpse into what happens when lawlessness is ignored and sanctuary policies run wild. Let's break it down. At one point in the riots, police were forced to retreat as rioters looted dozens of businesses in broad daylight. You had people setting American flags on fire while waving foreign ones. In Huntington Park, rioters targeted law enforcement with fireworks, and at least one officer was hospitalized. In downtown LA, a police SUV was firebombed while the police officer was still inside. This is what Newsom and the media want you to believe is under control. You won't see this happen in Florida or Texas or any place where leaders actually respect the rule of law and aren't afraid to stand up to this kind of insanity. Our citizens alone won't allow it. You get it when leaders check out and criminals take over. That's why Trump has stepped in, and it's exactly why we elected him in the first place, to step in. America gave Trump a mandate, not just for mean tweets and lower gas prices, but to act. We voted for a wall. We voted to end sanctuary cities. We voted to shut the door on illegal immigration before more innocent lives are taken by people who shouldn't even be here in the first place. We don't want to wake up to videos of stores being looted or watch our cities get overrun and mayors make excuses for it all. We're done watching cops get ambushed and neighborhoods burned while the media calls it peaceful. And we're sick of being told to sit down and shut up while they rewrite reality in real time. And every one of those rocks and bricks and Molotov cocktails thrown during the LA riots is exactly why Trump is back in charge. Because when leaders like Newsom and Biden look the other way, Trump steps in and says, enough. We don't want our sons murdered and our daughters murdered, especially not by someone who snuck into this country and slipped through the cracks because of sanctuary policies. Every single parent watching this understands that instinct. We don't care what CNN calls it. We care about protecting our families, securing our border, and holding elected officials accountable when they let this country fall apart. So no, these riots aren't just an outburst. They were a red flag, a flashing warning sign that what's happening in blue states like California will spread unless we take our country back. Trump saw it, Mullin called it out, and the rest of us, we're not backing down. This is Andy with TrendingPolitics.com. Stay informed, stay vigilant, like and share this video, and I'll see you next time.